Mr. Suniel Shetty has been a dear friend for decades now, and we know each other from these many years. 30 years, yeah. I can't think of anybody better than him to actually, be part of this and inaugurate this book and launch this book because his understanding of stories is so great. I mean, I remember when I started off as a film journalist, and when I used to write my stories, I used to always consult him on a lot of things, and he was like a mentor to me even those days. Those days he would guide me on so many things. I'm sure he does not remember many of those, but I remember every word that he said. So for me, that is always a pleasure to have him here. Other than that, his, the characters he has played, as you said, that, he's played cop roles and but most of the awards that he's won has been when he plays maybe a gangster or something like that. So that has been something, and I hope, we have been, hoping that he reads this book. He's read part of it, but he reads the whole book, and we will work together on this also in the future.
So it's not that I hope and stuff like that. That was a commitment I took just reading the synopsis of the story, because it always interests me. 90s is the year we came into cinema, I came into cinema, and that was the year the underworld was at peak. And being a Shetty boy, I think somewhere or the other, somebody from the family or the other was involved in it because of all that we went through in our lives, and suddenly you realize that one doesn't become a gangster because he wants to be a gangster. He's pushed into it, or he moves in. Sometimes it's fascination, sometimes it's what you go through in life and you're pushed in when your back's against the wall. You want to stand up and have your own. And I think that's what happened to the community. So that's something that I resonate very, very, very closely with. At Goregaon, and we were shooting in one of the gyms, which was owned by then, he had a security company. And somewhere down the line, he used the power of the security that he had for land grabbing and also creating a lot of problems. And I was shooting there, and suddenly, because it was a gym sequence, they expected you to train all day, and you wanted to train all day because you wanted to look muscular. And in the afternoon, I was sitting, lying on that bench there because I was so tired, and suddenly I had my sound dada who came to me with no teeth in the front and bleeding. And I said, what happened? He said, no, ye ghosh ke aadmi log aake humko mare, or because they haven't been paid and things like that. I went out and I said, why did you do what you did? And he says, nahi, our permission was not taken. So I said, who are you to take? Why should we take your permission? And I remember a fight breaking out. And all hell broke loose. I hit, and I was a trained fighter. When I hit hard. Yes. And a lot of them got beaten up. We went to the police station. Because he was connected, the case was reverse filed upon us. And there was trouble. And that night, Ghosh had a restaurant there called Royal Challenge or something like that, in Goregaon, Film City. And there was a shootout and a whole lot of stuff happened. And then they believed that I was responsible for it because I was a Shetty boy and I had complained, whereas I had not done anything. I had no connection at all. So I still remember that time, a few times when fights broke out, there was trouble. And that's when I decided, I'm going to stay away from all this because the surname carries so much weight, everybody feels you're going to fight back. But then I also came from a community that believed in pride, that believed, in self-respect. And that's why. So I can never forget the 90s. We did films because we were threatened. I had security because I was threatened. Ki picture kar, date itni de de, wo de de. All that used to happen then. So 90s is an era, 80s, 90s, then came the sharpshooters, the cops came in, how they busted this whole crime scenario was a fascinating world. So naturally the book fascinated me, and the synopsis when I went through it, and I've been sitting with them even now, talking about stories, where they went, what happened. It's so interesting, and the best part is, like I keep saying, after Dhurandhar, everybody is saying, Bollywood is back, I said, no, Bollywood is finished. What is back is Hindi cinema. And what got us till here was Hindi cinema. We switched to become the wood, which we were never a part of. And that's why Hindi cinema is back. Narratives are back. Great narratives are back. OTT has given you an opportunity to narrate such stories and understand what it is. True stories, real cinema, films like Border doing well. So I think, times have changed for sure, and this is the kind of cinema that today's generation would want to see and understand. Ki, my God, was there a time like this also? And hats off to all three of them. You know, you see their body of work, the kind of risks they've taken, and gone into crazy places and understood what happened then. हीरो हमेशा बोलते हैं कि हाँ फिल्म का हीरो है, लेकिन हीरो को सीधा रहना, हीरो को सही रहना वो बहुत ज़रूरी है. And सही sometimes can be boring when you're looking at it on screen. You know, being a good boy all the time. But whether it was Avara Pagal Divana and Yeda Anna, those mannerisms work. So writing helps those characters. But when you're a hero, it's tough to actually impress. You know, because you feel हाँ ये तो सभी कर रहे हैं. पहले जैसा नहीं है, पहले जैसे नहीं है इसलिए कहूँगा क्योंकि आज सरकार है, माहौल है, बहुत अलग है. तो कहीं ना कहीं बहुत जल्दी मुझे तो पूरा यकीन है कि ये प्रॉब्लम को भी रिजॉल्व किया जाएगा. और रिपोर्ट्स, फायरिंग की रिपोर्ट्स है फॉर श्योर, लेकिन कौन, क्यों, क्या, इसके पहले की कोई हिस्ट्री भी नहीं, फ़ोन कॉल भी नहीं, तो किसी को कुछ पता ही नहीं है. अभी तो स्पेकुलेशन बहुत सारा हो रहा है. अनफॉर्चुनेटली ऐसा हो गया कि मीडिया भी न्यूज़ फर्स्ट कौन डाल सकता वो ढूंढ रहा है. न्यूज़ राइट है कि नहीं वो किसी को नहीं मालूम, तो सब स्पेकुलेशन में ही चल रहे हैं. आई थिंक बहुत कुछ चेंज हुआ है. इट्स फार मोर सिक्योर. 90s से तो बहुत ज़्यादा सिक्योर था. 90s में देखिए कभी भी एक्टर्स या पॉलिटिशियंस या स्पोर्ट्समैन वैसे उनको टारगेट कभी नहीं करते थे. वो गैंग वॉर था, और गैंग वॉर में क्रॉस फायर में बहुत जो एक दूसरे को जानते थे उन्हें तकलीफ हुई है. 90s में तो हमें धमकी आती थी तो फिल्म करने के लिए धमकी आती थी. ये नहीं कि हम आपकी जान ले लेंगे या ऐसे वैसे. वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ फिल्म के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से था, और हम फिल्म करते भी थे, सेफ्टी के लिए फिल्म करते थे. हम एक्टर्स थे, एंड यू नो सभी लोग यही चाहते कि हम सेफ रहें. मेरा संबंध रहा नहीं, तो मैं तो इस पे ये नहीं. अभी आप लोग ये बुक पढ़ेंगे तो आपको बहुत सारी चीज़ें पता चल जाएगी. हम 90s की ही बात कर रहे हैं, एंड फ्रॉम द टॉप यू नो जर्नलिस्ट ऑफ द कंट्री, इन्वेस्टिगेटिव जर्नलिज्म जो कहते हैं. तो आई थिंक उसी के बारे में मेरा अगर पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस था या मेरा कुछ था तो मैं बोलता. बाकी मेरे जो थे जो प्रॉब्लम्स हुए थे मेरी लाइफ में, वो उसके बारे में मैं बोल सकता हूँ. और थ्रेट भी था, और इस वजह से सिक्योरिटी थी. पुलिस साथ में था, 2-3 साल के लिए पुलिस वाले साथ में थे. एंड जब पुलिस वाले साथ में थे तो हमेशा सेफ्टी रहती थी. वो आई थिंक वो बात आज भी है. यू नो हमारे फोर्स में वो ताकत है कि इंसान को सिक्योर ज़रूर रख सकते हैं. और वैसा ही होना भी चाहिए कि जब भी आपको कोई प्रॉब्लम हो तो इट्स बेस्ट टू गो टू द लॉ रादर देन टेक द लॉ इनटू योर ओन हैंड्स.
देखिए, इफ़ यू रियली आस्क मी अबाउट द फियर ऑफ, जैसे हम लोग जर्नलिस्ट थे तो तब भी नहीं डरते थे, तो आज तो डरने से रहा है ना. फ़र्क ये है कि जो स्टोरी लिखा गया है, इट्स अ ट्रू crime story and the life of Shyam Kishore Garigapatti. We have spent 100 hours with him, interviewed him, went back-checked his story, went to other sources also, spoke to them, and that's how we came together. So it's basically his life story of crime and redemption. मतलब इसमें खास बात ये है कि अब तक जितने बुक्स लिखे गए हैं वो एक पुलिस पर्सपेक्टिव से लिखा गया है या फिर एक थर्ड पार्टी पर्सपेक्टिव से. बट हमारा ये स्टोरी है फर्स्ट पर्सन में लिखा गया, उनके आवाज़ में, उन्होंने जो नरेट किया उसी को हमने बुक में उतारा है. तो आई थिंक नो बुक हैज़ बीन रिटन द वे इट हैज़ बीन रिटन इन दिस वन, बिकॉज इट इज़ लॉट ऑफ स्टोरीज विच केम आउट. हम लोग मतलब कैल्विन तो बहुत सीनियर क्राइम रिपोर्टर था, सर वॉज आर एडिटर, आर बॉस अर्लियर. तो उन्होंने भी मतलब वी आर्सेल्व्स वर शॉक्ड बाय सम ऑफ द स्टोरीज दैट केम आउट इन दिस. हम लोग सरप्राइज थे कि अच्छा ऐसे हुआ था, हमको तो ये लगा था. क्योंकि अब तक जितने भी जर्नलिज्म
किया गया है that has come from the police files. And this is now we are going to the other side and asking आपकी स्टोरी क्या है.
विच इज़ जो आई थिंक ब्यूटी होगी इस किताब की, कि उनकी भी अपनी कहानी है. जैसे कि मैंने पहले भी कहा, कोई गैंगस्टर ऐसे ही शौक से गैंगस्टर नहीं बनता. उनकी भी एक कहानी है, उनकी भी एक स्टोरी है. तो आई एम श्योर इट्स अ फिनोमिनल रीड.